Hello, hello, hello. It's Monday night. Red is live. I'm going a little later than usual. Um, but yeah, there's my echo. Let me get that on quiet. I hope everybody's good. I've been busy, still selling my stuff, and I met someone who's moving into a new place, and she paid to hold my sofa, and she said she might get the chair. She might buy my bed, but not my mattress and the carpet and these chairs that I'm sitting in. And she's getting them these bar stools. So yeah, what fell? I don't know what that was. Interesting. Okay, what was that noise? I don't know what that noise was. Um, So yeah, so yep, I keep selling stuff, and so I listed my. Hi, Elsa. How are you? How are you? How are you? Are you good? I've listed my chair though now, and the chair and this TV stand. I'm going to try to take the TV. We'll have Albert come over though, in case. I don't know if I'll be able to come over Saturday. He works on Saturday, but I'll probably text him if it doesn't fit in the car and let him have it. But I'm going to see if I can take my TV. It's 25 degrees in Denver. I did this thing where I walk inside. So because it's really cold. Yesterday I went and walked outside. It was like 35 degrees, but the wind was blowing. It was so cold. I made me some. I've made some videos, but I haven't posted them. Like I have a video at the Capitol that I showed you guys on Friday, but I haven't posted that yet. But just been really busy with canceling stuff. My e-renters insurance came out, so I'm like, I got to call them today. That was easy. Scheduled my internet to stop. That was difficult. That was a pain. So he kept on saying, "Where are you moving? Where are you moving? We'll transfer to where you're moving," and the automated thing. And I was just like, "I am not needing your services. Can I just cancel? And where do I take the box? The box is over there. The box is right there." And so I figured all that out finally. And then I had this thing on my electric bill that I didn't even need. And so it was stupid. So they're refunding me, but it used to be on someone from the electric company talked me into it. And it's like to fix stuff. And it's if you own your home. And I'm like, I wasn't even supposed to have this. And they're like, no, you're not eligible for this, because you rent an apartment. And like, we'll send you a refund. And I'm like, gee, thanks. Like, why did I get talked into this? But anyways, my bad. So I had a good day yesterday. I went to listen to, I don't know why this camera does this on my new computer, but it goes dark. Did you see that? And then it goes light. I don't know. I don't know what's up with this camera on my new computer, but anyways. I went to St. John's and heard is a beautiful church in downtown Denver. I heard Nadia Bolz-Weber, and then I went to the Molly Brown House Museum. I got this. I've always loved this sign. So The Unsinkable Molly Brown. I got a little top. Watch. The Unsinkable Molly Brown, turns out she lived in Denver, and they turned her house into an historical site. It's a beautiful, from that era, 1912. She was on the Titanic, and she helped a lot of people that were in the lifeboats, the women and stuff. And yeah, and she was a suffragette and all this. That's why, like, the little gift shop was so cool. I got a yo-yo. They had all these rulers. They had a lot of women's history stuff. They had a lot of stuff on Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And this is a ruler that they had all these different rulers, women in literature, I got, because I'm a poet. And so it has, that's a picture of Emily Dickinson right there. I have, among my books that I'm keeping, my Emily Dickinson book that's from my mom. Yeah, let me start with a poem. Yeah, I was going to talk about codependency again. Let's see something. Where is it? Where's my Emily Dickinson book? I think it's in my bedroom. But hope is the thing with feathers. Well, I should have got it out beforehand. But I'm going to light my candle. I got this candle left. Let me see. I didn't get it out beforehand, though. I'm going to have to find it. It was here a second ago. I have this blackberry cinnamon tea. So how are you doing today, Elsa? And I put my... So I also found these little shell earrings at the house, at the Molly Brown house. And they had these that say vote. But anyways, I'm very excited. And I was going to say it's 25 degrees in Denver and it's 58 degrees in San Diego. And I'm going to light the candle. This smells really good. It's chestnut macchiato. I think I got this at Target. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay. Let me play my flute. I think I'll read to you from my little devotion. No, let me not play that one. Beyond Sleepy. So the reason I found the Molly Brown Museum, I didn't even know was there, and I'm going to do a little video because I did some footage and stuff. It's right by the Capitol, and it was right by the church. When I looked at a map, it's right around the corner from the church I went to. So I'm like, these are my last weeks in Denver, so let me go check out that historical place that I didn't even know was in Denver. So, and it was really cool. It's a cool house. And it was like $15 is all to see it. So it was pretty cool. And the stuff on the about the Titanic too, and stuff about her. And they've done movies. There was a Broadway play. I didn't even know that. That's what I heard of the Unsinkable Molly Brown, but I didn't know it was like a play on Broadway, I think. So you're sleepy. Oh. Yeah, it's later I'm sorry for going later, but I've been so busy. So the girl came by today who had said she messaged me about these chairs, these bar stools, and she's like, "Oh, I love your taste. I love your sofa. I love the carpet." And then she wasn't able to come see them in person yet, but she did give me $10 to hold. And I'm like, I'll mark the carpet, because people were messaging me about the carpet. So I only put $50 on the carpet. And then you guys, I paid $350 for that carpet. It's a beautiful carpet, though. I love it. And it goes perfectly with the couch. But I was just saying to her, I was like, I haven't got a lot of messages on the couch. In fact, I think I got one message on the couch is all. But I was getting a lot of messages on this carpet for $50. And maybe they went and looked at carpets at the American Furniture. And American Furniture Warehouse is good price, is a good deal too. And I'm like, I spent $350 on this. So you're getting $300 off on that. And then I gave her off because of buying the chairs and she gave me $200 already to hold, but it's going to be $325 for these chairs, these bar stools, and the sofa and the carpet. And she might get my bed, but my mattress is really squishy, so she doesn't really want the mattress. So she said, go ahead and see if you can sell it. And then if you want to sell them separately, she's going to buy the bed frame, which is nice, my bed frame in there. And so since Friday or Thursday, you've been sleepy for this last week. Yeah. Well, I talk about what I know. And so I was going to talk about codependency again too, because I feel like it applies to a lot of what's going on in the world, and it applies to so many people. And I think I told you Friday, I went to Coda on Wednesday, and I got my 13-year chip. So, I've healed a lot, so I'm proud of myself. I can beat myself up though too, because I feel like the time I've been codependent is just like I've wasted so much time and like just put up with too much crap. But anyways, I'm excited for this year to be, even more independent and moving somewhere where I really don't know anybody. And so I'm excited. It's also scary. Let me read the little Coda devotion for today. It is the 10th. This is really good little book I got at Coda. In This Moment Daily Meditation book. February 10th. In this moment, I'm spiritual. When my spirit is in harmony with life, I am renewed and refreshed with affirmation and wisdom. I have freedom to live without limitations and strength to hear all things, to bear all things. I am unique and precious. A surge of gladness travels through my being. I have hope for that which I once thought I could not accomplish. With grace, I find heaven within. I give thanks for the gifts of wonder, wholeness, and abundance. I like that. It's good. 3 watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My ruler over here. I still have these little bubbles. I brought a lot of these to my granddaughters. Oh, and congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. I still don't like Philadelphia though, and I'm moving to San Diego. Congratulations. I'm sure my daughter's hubby and in-laws are happy. Here's the bubbles. I was watching Texas Paul, and he's like, I'm a big football fan, but he wasn't going to watch it. I was like, wow. You always think of the Texas people and the Georgia people and all that are really into football. Really, really, really into football. Really, really, really into football. In Georgia, they're into the Georgia Bulldogs. So in my Airbnb in my house in Georgia, the most popular room was the room I fixed for my sons that was red. It was painted red and had Georgia Bulldogs blanket on it. I even got a little bulldog that was a bulldog he was made out of plaster. He was made out of cement. He was for the yard, to put in your yard, but I put him in this my Georgia Bulldog room. That was my most popular room. That was the room that Mohammed was into for a month. But I had a blue room, and I put the elephants in that room, and my copy of my elephant book was in that room. And I had a purple room, which was my room, but when my Airbnb got more popular, and especially during spring break, it was popular. People were driving down to Florida and wanted an Airbnb to stop at. And also I had a lot of travel nurses. I had travel nurses and people that worked at the Air Force Base in Warner Robins stay at my Airbnb. And so when it got more popular, I moved into my den. I started renting out the den, but then I moved into the den so I could rent out. My room was purple, and so I put all my angel collection in my room. So I had all these collections. Like I said, when I downsized, I had so much stuff to downsize because I had dolls, I had stuffed animals, I had a whole collection of angels, I had a whole collection of lighthouses. Yeah, I had so much stuff. That was a much bigger job than now. So this is it's easier, but it is work selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. And I had trouble sleeping Friday night, and so I got up late, and I already had a bunch of messages that I missed. But I wasn't getting a whole lot of messages on the sofa, so that was good. Because Carrie, this girl, like I said, she wanted the sofa and the carpet and these chairs, my bar stools, my red bar stools that I'm sitting on. So yeah, I'm happy for her. I really like, I really am particular to who I sell to. I don't like people that are, I don't know, kind of act entitled and try to talk you down right away and stuff like that. It's just like, it's like kind of like when I did Airbnb, I was kind of particular about that, or I learned to be particular with that. I still had some interesting characters that stayed in my house. That's why, like, I probably won't ever do that. I've thought of it now. I'm like, oh yeah, I thought like San Diego would be a great place to do Airbnb again. And I'm like, but I don't think I would. I don't think I'd do that again unless the Airbnb I'm thinking of booking is for women only, which I almost ended up doing with my Airbnb, but I'm like, it's not really, it wasn't men that I always had a problem with. Sometimes it was women too. I had this girl in 2019 that gave me a bad review, and it was like so unfounded and ridiculous. And then I had this one other lady that was a difficult guest, and it just made me very uncomfortable. And I'm just like, what do I do? I'm just like, oh God, help me through this. And I just wanted them to leave. It was so uncomfortable when you have someone in your house, you know? And so I probably won't do Airbnb again, but I might drive for Lyft. That's like a short amount of time. You might get some weird, customers, but you're just taking them for a drive and then dropping them off. They're not staying in your house with you. So, but anyways, yeah, I don't know why I've misplaced my Emily Dickinson book. It's somewhere around here. I've been taking books to the free library, and I took a load of books to the library, to donate there. So like I did last time, because last time I had, like I say, 1,500 books, and I donated them to the Friends of the Library. So, but yep, 5-4, the number's going up and down. Thank you all for being here. I am, I have to stay balanced because I'm trying to stay informed on what's going on, but it does really get me upset. And so, yeah, I'm trying to, I don't know. It's kind of a catch-22 though, because when I get upset on these lives, they get more views. I don't know what to do. I just should go ahead and vent on my lives because they get more views that way. But anyways, but I did want to talk about being codependent because when you have been codependent and like you develop it in childhood, and when you develop that people pleasing thing, then you're going along with what everybody else wants, and you're not getting your needs met, and you get resentful. And I'm reading a good book by Terry Cole. Let me share her link with you. It's called Too Much. I know where that book is exactly. I don't know where my Emily Dickinson book is. Like, how can I lose my book because I don't have that many books? Anymore. Looking. Where is it? But this is the book by Terry Cole that I'm reading right now. And it's really good. And to be honest, like, I so didn't like people's disapproval. Like, all the things that I've gone through that are bad have been made worse by my codependency. Like, really being affected by the bullying, and that, I really hated people being mad at me. And that's why, too, I would not speak up about the politics for so long. That's why I would hold all that in, and it wasn't healthy. And it was the people pleasing, and it was like, I can't say that, I'm liberal now. I can't say that I'm liberal now. I can't say I don't like Trump because some people are going to get mad at me. And I had to get over that. And it all ties into the codependency. It really does. And enabling people. And I feel like a lot of the people, like these narcissists, like Trump, have all these people around them that are enabling them and letting them just, and it's really upsetting. And that's why I want to continue speaking out about it. Whatever happens, come what may. 5 watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. And and it's I'm moving out on the 23rd, and I'm going to San Diego on the 24th. Yeah, well, I'm leaving here on I think I'm going to leave here on the 23rd. I'm leaving here on the 23rd because that's the day I have to be out by midnight. I'm probably going to mostly have everything done on the 22nd. So that means today is the 10th. I have 12 days. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So, but yesterday when I walked, like, it was so cold, and I put all my food items that I want to see if people at church want or whatever, they're like opened items in a box in my car. So I'm going to make a little video. I'll make a little video tomorrow. I made some hot cocoa with some Hershey's cocoa that was in the box. I went out to the box and I got my Hershey's cocoa, and I had some milk and some Splenda. And so I made some hot cocoa that was very yummy and sugar-free. And so that's a little video that I haven't posted yet, but I've been busy. So, I'm getting better at forgiving myself. So, yeah, I'm forgiving myself. And, I was always like in a rush. And I keep thinking, like, calm down. It's okay. Things are happening at the right speed. And like Friday night, after I went live and I got myself all riled up, and then I was like, I gotta list the chair, and I gotta list, these 2 things. And I was like, why am I rushing? Because I'm using these 2 things, and I also have 2 weeks, so I could wait at least another week since I'm using them. But I did list them now, but at like a higher, I think about 2. I paid like $6, almost $5.99 for this new because it has a fireplace in it, the TV stand with a fireplace. And then for like $400 for the chair was almost as much as the sofa. Like the chair was $398 and the sofa was like $458. And I discovered that because I found the receipt for my furniture because I bought it new. And even Carrie was, saying nice things because she said it was probably the first time you got to pick out new things, and I was like, yeah, it was, because my ex always picked out our furniture and stuff. I mean, he picked out nice. He had good taste, which was good, but except for that, like the sleeper sofa wasn't that. My daughter said it was ugly. I was like, your dad picked it out, and I took the sleeper sofa but sleeper sofas are terribly uncomfortable. It was in the den, and I was using that as an Airbnb room until then. I moved into the den, and I got because Airbnb, the name comes from having a air bed, and I did get a nice air mattress for that room because the sleeper sofa was not comfortable. It was a typical sleeper sofa, and it wasn't comfortable. So yeah. So I'm excited. It's getting close to the countdown, less than 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm excited. I haven't got my Airbnb yet, but yeah. So today I canceled my e-renters because that came out on Friday. I was like, oops, whoa, what? No. Because I moved in here in August, so this is the 6-month mark. I've been in this apartment 2.5 years. And I can kick myself for that too, because it was a lot of money to rent this apartment. But I really needed that time. I needed that time to heal and sit here. And it was nice to be able to buy my furniture and pick it out, and it was new, and it was nice to just sit here in Denver and chill for a minute. I deserve that. Anybody new that's popping in? I don't know. It says for watching. Anybody new? I'm Redheaded Riding Hood. My real name is Susan. My name is not Susan. I have links below this video to my Pinterest and my Instagram and my blog. I think, what do I have links to? Let me see. Let me look at it and see. What do I have links to? I'll have links to Terry Cole is below. Yeah, links to my Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook, blog, website, all below this video. And so I was a stay-at-home mom for 30 years. And yeah, I moved out of my ex's house when we had been married 30 years. We were separated in 2014, divorced in 2018. In 2020, I left Georgia. I sold the house I got, our smaller house I got in the divorce, and I paid off all my debt, $40,000 in credit card debt. Don't ask. I was trying to fix up the house too, and just my ex didn't want to pay for things, and my ex liked to have the credit card debt. It was a form of financial abuse, actually. I feel like now, which I didn't realize at the time, but to have the credit card debt to make me feel like always in want. And at the end, although he wouldn't let me work throughout our marriage, at the end, he was like, his only thing to say was, she won't get a job. Or she's, going through a midlife crisis, because I got the tattoo that says Jesus and this crown tattoo. And then I got the other ones later. I got this tattoo which is the broken heart. And it says the wound is where the light shines through, my arm, which is a Switchfoot lyric. And I have the Switchfoot one right here, which you can see when I'm sleeveless. Wait, let me go change my shirt. I'll be right back. Change my shirt just so you can see my tattoos. Because I like my tattoos. But that was another thing he said to my therapist was, oh, she's having a midlife crisis. Look what she because I dyed my hair a darker red that didn't look natural, he didn't like, and that I cut my hair, he didn't like that, and I got tattoos. But that was his excuse that everything was my fault. And so, anyways, that's a little bit about me. And I traveled in my RV for a year, and I was out in California for a little bit. I went up to Oregon. I went to the East Coast. I went up to Michigan. I went to some YouTube meetups. But the time I enjoyed the most in my RV was when I was by myself, like in Klamath. I really discovered I really loved Klamath. I really love the redwood forest in Northern California and Southern Oregon. It's really beautiful up there. So let me say a poem for you. Let me say a poem for you. Oh, and I made a donation to the museum. I went to the Molly Brown Unsinkable Molly Brown Museum in Denver. The Molly Brown House Museum. And so you make a donation to the museum, and they were giving out these vintage Valentine cards. Isn't it cute? And I got this one that's a lion, and it says, I think it's about time I asked you to be mine. Isn't that cute? It's a lion. I love lions. See, I had like a 3-foot high antique lion that I got when I was antiquing with my sister-in-law Joyce in North Carolina. And that was one of the things that was hard to let go. One of my Airbnb guests wanted to buy it. He's like, I bet you wouldn't let that go. And I'm like, nah. But I did end up letting it go. Hey, Brenda. Hi. Hello. How are you? Yeah, I'm really sorry for going later. Elsa's tired. Maybe I could go back to 5:30 later, but I did change it to 6:30 for right now. But should I change it back to 5:30 when I get to San Diego? I can do that, Elsa, because I know it's later for you out there, over there on the East Coast. So, but I know what I haven't said in a while is my favorite poem called The Storm. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true, because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? I cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she yelled at me. Well, what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees, and quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain upon the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I'm worn, because he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree. And one day through the clouds, I'll see the rainbow. That's in this book. And that really goes along with my codependency and stuff, because you want to help people and you want to fix people and you try to give people advice and help everybody. And that's what Terry Cole's book is about, and it really wears you down. It's really not good for you. And that poem is kind of like the slogan from the 12-step programs, let go and let God. It's like, give it to God. What can I do? I cannot fix you, and so that really goes along with my theme. And, even like I said, the politics, it's like, you got to be, let's be brave. It's medical. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's pray for you. Let's pray for you right now. I sometimes pray for her also when she comes in, seeing how she's feeling. Oh, swelling, fatigue, dizzy. Yes, let's pray for her. We're going to pray for Elsa right now. Dear Lord, I lift up Elsa to you, Lord. I pray that you would touch her body and heal her, Lord. I pray that she would get the help she needs, Lord. I pray that you would guide her in what she needs to do. If she needs to get more rest, Lord. If she needs more fluids, whatever she needs, Lord, I pray that you would guide her in the right direction and just touch her and heal her body, Lord. Thank you for keeping her safe through hurricanes and falls and whatever, Lord. And please continue to watch over Elsa. I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. So how's Palm Springs? Palm Springs is lovely too, isn't it? So I hadn't been to Palm Springs, and in 2020 is when I left Georgia. So when I left Georgia, that was when I sold my house was August, and then I left Georgia in September. And then in October, and this was when I was rushing myself, but when I thought about it, it was like every single month I downsized the rest of my stuff in a hotel room because I wasn't finished, and left this stuff for my daughter. I let that stuff go. I left stuff I wasn't sure about. I was like, maybe she'd like to have this, or, I left it in a storage for my daughter. And, sorted through the rest of the stuff. I had so many papers. I found out I didn't mean to have this stuff, but I had 1995 tax info, and we didn't need that far back. They say to keep 7 years back, and I thought I left all the tax stuff at my ex's, but I destroyed that. And I had so many papers that I just set them aside and didn't, go through them. So I was in a rush, but when I looked back, I was like, well, in August, I sold my house. In September, I left Georgia. There was a lot to do. In October is when I bought my RV up in St. Louis. And then November is when I left in it. And I came here to Denver to see my son for Thanksgiving, and then I went to Flagstaff to see my niece, and then I went to Los Angeles. And it was like, I felt like it was God's timing. I was away from God at that time, though. And I was really angry. I was really angry, to be quite honest. I was angry with God. And, and, uh, I sort of I wrote this before I moved out of my ex's house and before I was really so disillusioned, because my kids just sort of threw me away when, I moved out of my ex's house. My youngest, I was teaching her to drive and got her driver's license, and then my ex got his mom to get a new car and give my youngest his mom's car. And she got real busy with school and stuff, and after I got her driver's license, she just sort of, I tried to go that was what was so difficult and depressing for me. But interesting observing it as it goes. I hope it's going away. I hope it's getting better, Elsa. So, but in 2021 is when I went to Palm Springs. We didn't usually go south, and like Palm Springs wasn't a place where my parents took us kids. When we were kids, we went up camping up to Northern California because my family was up there. My aunts and uncles and my grandparents were up in the Bay Area, and then we'd go to Tahoe. I remember one time we rented a cabin with some of my relatives, my aunts and uncles and cousins in Tahoe, and it was fun. That was a lot of fun. And we would go camping at Yosemite and stuff, sometimes with my grandparents and stuff, and sometimes with my aunt and my cousin. And so I'd never gone to Palm Springs, and my friend Gladys in St. Louis had never been to California. She had been overseas in the Air Force, but hadn't been to California. So when I went back, I went from February to March after my sister-in-law passed away in January 2021. I was just there a month, and it was good timing. My brother had said it was a godsend to have me there, and then he changed his tune. But it was just perfect timing for me to be there to help my brother when my sister-in-law was so ill. And she passed in January, and then February, I was thinking of moving out there after I got the money from my dad. But since I had the falling out with my brother, and I started going to some YouTube meetups. I went to a YouTube meetup in Oregon, and then I went back by Gladys in St. Louis, and I left my RV in California on my brother's property and went back to St. Louis for a month. And then Gladys wanted to come to California, so we went to Palm Springs and we stayed in her timeshare, and it was really nice. It was fun. We went hiking. We went and hiked Bryan Mountain. We went to a zoo there. We went to Joshua Tree. I was thinking of wearing that shirt. I have a Joshua Tree shirt that actually I got at Target, though. I found at Target here. I don't believe in getting a shirt from a place, though, you haven't been. But I'm like, I've been there. So, but I was like, they had... the Joshua Tree shirt at Target. So, but yeah. But yeah, I hope this means you're feeling better. You can go on to get to bed if you're not feeling well, Elsa. But anyways, let me say some more poems for y'all. I have this, like I said, blackberry is sugar. Mindful of my sugar balance every day. And I got my lab work back, but I guess they just did. I don't really know how to read my thyroid levels. So my doctor is making sure my thyroid levels are good, and I have an appointment on Friday, and then I'm going to get my medical records and take them when I go to. There's a golf course outside your room. Oh, you're at a timeshare. That's nice. So that's nice. Yeah, my friend Gladys had a good timeshare. We went down to Disney once. That was a time like when I really. She had her timeshare, and wanted someone to go with her, and that was like an inexpensive, because I really couldn't afford it anymore. I'm like, I can't afford. I went out to California in 2018. I took I was wanting to go places when my husband and I separated, and I did, because he wouldn't take me anywhere. I finally realized, his plan. Though he would say stuff, like, get your passport, we'll go on a cruise. I'm like, yeah, I want to go on a cruise for our 25th wedding anniversary. I'd never been on a cruise. And it was like, yeah, you have to get your passport. Get your passport, we'll go on a cruise. Our 25th wedding anniversary was in 2011. Never took me on a cruise. I went on a cruise in 2017, and then in 2018, I was going to go on another cruise, and I sold it because I really couldn't afford it. And that was the one that Mohammed helped me. It was one of the things. Mohammed did a lot of things, and I was just like, why is he doing this? He did a lot of weird things for someone who was just like an acquaintance and a friend. Yeah. Very fishy, Mohammed. But he paid. He paid on my. He immediately started acting like he really cared about me. That was my green card guy. And I almost believed. I really fell for him. I really did fall for him. But I was like, this is absolutely nuts. I cannot marry him. I'm like, this is nuts. I really did fall for him though. And then until I realized it was all an act. Yeah. My green card guy was a good actor. Like my ex was a good actor. My ex is a good actor. So, let me find another. I have poems about him in my so I'm hoping I need to I need to make time for my writing, and make a time every day, and I need to contact publishers, and there's just stuff I need to work on when I get to San Diego. As I always say, pray for me, pray for Red will pray for you. And I need it. Our country needs it too. Let's stay involved and stay engaged. And I'm not going to put my head in the sand this time. Don't be fearful. Stay grounded. I'm going to make my prayer list. So, Brenda. But I hope you mean you're feeling better. I hope just interesting observing as it goes. I hope it's going away. I hope you're feeling better. If not, then get some rest, Elsa. Yeah, we were in a nice, timeshare. And one time Gladys and I went to Branson, Missouri too. And that's what I was thinking of too, because yesterday, as I said, I went to the Molly Brown Museum, which I didn't even know was by the church I visited, which I'm going to do a video about. I'm going to do a video about the church and the museum I went to yesterday. I'll probably just do, I don't know, shorts. And the unthinkable Molly Brown, because when Gladys and I were in Branson, that was for my birthday right after I went up to St. Louis. We went to Branson and we went to the Titanic Museum in Branson. And that stuff, just like anything, I'm just kind of sensitive to stuff. And that's why too, that was another reason why I didn't want to watch the news. I didn't want to listen to politics. I wanted to put my head in the sand. And but I can't do that. And we can't be afraid. We have to stand up. We have to speak out. We have to vote. Like I said, I got those earrings. I got these earrings. We have to vote. And then in my featured channels are all those good YouTubes for you to watch, like The Politics Girl and Jessica Denson and Brian Tyler Cohen and all of those. Oh, look at this, you guys. This is something I found. This is my little, the little license plate you put on your car with your bike with a banana seat. This was my license plate on my bike. So I found that as one of the little things I saved. So my little license plate. My name is not Susan, but it is Susan. Shh. Don't tell anybody. So, but I hope you get to feeling better, Elsa. I'm going to open my book of poems on here. And read you something from my read poems. It is. So call me red. Let me read this one for you. We're always in it. I see it. I face it. I put it on. Scarlet or vermilion or bluish red crimson. Old ladies with hats are winsome. Valentine's, Christmas, cars, leaves of fall. It symbolizes blood and courage. Come now, let us reason together, says the Lord. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. That's where the name for my car came from. It's in Isaiah 1. Though they are red like crimson, they shall be as wool. Esau was red, and so was his stew. God didn't choose him, but he chose you. The sea was red, the Israelites went through. I said I didn't love you, but I lied. I thought you knew. I couldn't have put up with all that crap we went through without his love, which ran red. Your cold-hearted rejection cut like a knife. My blood ran red. So I wanted to hurt you too. Why don't we remember the good times? You always focus on the bad. Never speak life to me. So sad. Left me starving for attention and affection. Does anyone think I'm good or fair? I won't live in regret. We were all meant to be. 5 beautiful children, don't you see? The thought of losing you could leave me so brutally blue. But no, just as Taylor said, loving you was riotously red. So yeah, that poem came about because I was in this group with a lot of younger women who hadn't been married very long, and I was just kind of dismayed. I really didn't fit in this group, and I don't know if it was a narcissistic abuse group or not. I am glad for younger women waking up sooner than I did, but they were women like saying, oh, I threw out my wedding album, or I did get rid of my wedding dress, but, got rid of my wedding band, my wedding ring. But like my photographs and it was like they were erasing that time. And I'm like, I was 30 years with my ex, and I had 5, like the poem says, 5 beautiful children, don't you see? And so that's where that poem came from, thinking like, I'm not going to live in regret. But yeah. So, and it's inspired by Taylor Swift's Red, Loving You is Red. And His Love Ran Red by Chris Tomlin. Yeah. But I can read you one from about the Airbnb. So I got this. I haven't taken that down yet either. I got this sign at this was just cheap, and I'm gonna keep it. I got the Mi Casa es Su Casa because I have a poem that's Mi Casa es Su Casa. I'm gonna keep that, but I haven't taken it down yet. Yeah. Let me see what's on the wall here. This week I have them coming. Yeah, I have 2. You can't see them though, really. Yeah, I'm going to take that down. A little at a time. I think that's about the last thing. I have my necklaces hanging up in the bathroom. I'm going to go through everything in the bathroom probably tomorrow. All my necklaces hanging on the wall there. I found this. I almost got rid of this, but then I realized how it works. I got this thing for my earrings. Isn't that cool? And so all my earrings go in, and it opens up like a little. Yeah, so I think I'm going to keep that. It opens up like this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but anyways, it's a cool thing for my earrings. Little things. I'm getting to keep little things, like when I was traveling in So like the lion, I was talking about the lion that I had that was like 3 feet high. If you want to see it, there's a picture of it on my Pinterest. And this is the lion, little lion I got to replace it. Because I was a fan of the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Aslan, and who represents Christ. So, yeah, little things I can fit into my car, like the ukulele I got that I'm gonna learn to play. So, and it's got the Monet. Is it Monet? I think so. See, Starry Night on it. Isn't it cool? I love it. So I had all my things out that I'm taking to Goodwill, and I haven't brought another load to Goodwill yet lately, but I'm getting my kitchen stuff together that I'm taking. I think I'm going to put my Pyrexes on Marketplace. With the lids. I have a littler one too. But yeah. And I feel like this is going to be the last time I do this. I'm going to settle. That's where I'm retiring. I'm retiring to San Diego. That's what I used to say. I'm a retired stay-at-home mom. And now I'm a writer and a poet and a YouTuber. And yeah, fun stuff. Oh, I found I really never use these. I'm not a spy. My binoculars. I had some really cute little Tikes kids binoculars that this lady in California bought, and I sent them to her. Some people, like the little stuff I sold on Marketplace, sometimes people out of state would buy it. I had this cool puppet that my brothers gave to me like years and years ago. And I just saved it because it was like from my brothers, so it was kind of a sweet. And it was a horse. It was cool. And I'm like, I don't need to save this. And this lady that like collects things like that in another state, I forget. There was just like so many cute stories that, like one I may have told you guys before, was this teddy bear that was from Publix. That was my daughter's, and I really didn't think she wanted it. And this girl that was about my oldest daughter's age had a bear that she loved that was just like that got destroyed in a house fire. And she bought the bear, and she was a nurse too, like my daughter. And she was having trouble finding the time to come get it. And a lot of people paid me back then on PayPal. Right now, Venmo seems to be bigger. And I guess they're connected. They're the same company. Whatever. All those rich oligarchs. No, but anyways. So she had PayPal'd me the money and paid for it, and was having trouble finding time to go get it. And I delivered to her at the hospital. I wrapped it up in tissue, and I loved that story. And then I had another lion that was in my garden that was a stone lion, and it was so cute. It was a sleeping lion, and I bought it when I was out with Joyce too, and I bought it in Tennessee, and it was so cute. And this lady said she was buying that because she was doing a memorial garden for her mom who had passed away. And so it was like all these cute little stories. And like the same thing is happening now when I'm selling my stuff again, is I'm meeting the coolest people, like Kari, who came over today and is going to buy my, she's like, I love it, and I love the way the carpet goes with the sofa. And she's like, I love it. And she said, I might end up getting the chair too. So yeah, and she loves these stools, these red bar stools. And so, yeah, just like the stories like that are just like so cool. And I sold my bedside table, and that lady loved that. And I just love it. And I ended up selling my lion. Just like I said, I'm particular about who I sell my stuff to. I want it to go to people who are going to appreciate it like I did, And so like I finally sold the lion. I put the lion on there because it was like 3 feet tall. And it was like from the 60s or 70s, I think. I don't think it was really old, but it was an antique. And I sold it to an antique dealer in Georgia. He specialized really in Georgia antiques, but I think I'm pretty sure I did tell him that I bought it in North Carolina. But anyways, yeah, and he loved it, and he didn't try to talk me down. I'm like, don't try to talk me down. I'm firm, because like I paid like $60 for it, I think. And there was a funny story with a lion too. Is one of my guests, and I think it was I think his name was Dylan. I had a single mom that was one of my guests who would, at my Airbnb, who would sometimes stay in the house. And then instead of the kids moving, she had 4 kids and they were divorcing. And instead of the kids moving, the kids would stay in the house and the parents would swap out. And so when it wasn't her week to be at the house with the kids, she would stay at my Airbnb. Well, when they moved out of the house and moved into another house when they finally got the divorce and she got custody of the kids. She stayed at my Airbnb with her kids. And I'm pretty sure her son was ADHD. He was a handful. And I think he broke the tooth off my lion. And so I had to glue it back on. Well, one time it fell off again after I glued it. And I didn't know what happened to it. And that was like after I closed my Airbnb and the rats were in my, it was always something. And I found like the rats took the lion's tooth and like, I didn't tell the guy who bought this, the lion this, but I found the tooth and glued it back on again before I sold him, because the rats had taken it to their nest, and they would make these little nests. And oh gosh, it was so, I was so traumatized by the time, and then the pandemic hit and I got the rats out of my house, but then the pandemic hit and oh my goodness. I've been through so much, you guys. Oh my goodness. That's why I have such great stories for y'all. I need to find, oh gosh. I have so many videos like on my channel, right? But I have videos still on my phone and stuff. And I had a video of the rat that I didn't share. But one time when the rat traps that didn't work got the rat's tail, and then the rat he was alive and he was trying to get free. He was trying to get his tail free of the trap. And he came through the space between my dishwasher and my cabinet. And I was like freaking out. I'm like, what do I do? I like tried to open the door. I got the broom. I was going to try and chase the rat out, but he was connected still to the trap that got his tail. And oh I finally fired. I fired my, I was so mad. I fired my exterminators. And there is what helped me get rid of the rats is there was a YouTube channel and it's called Mousetrap. I'm gonna share the link. It was it's a big Mousetrap Monday, I think it's called. And it was this guy who just reviews all these traps and his name is Sean Woods. And this is the channel. It was a YouTube channel, a how-to YouTube channel that helped me get the rats out of my house, and I fired my exterminators. Yeah, my house is almost empty, but I didn't have that much stuff to begin with. I was telling Cara how when I moved in here, I had nothing. And I'm gonna sleep on the mattress pad again when I sell my bed. And I might just sell my bed to Cara too, but she doesn't want the mattress. My mattress is really, really soft. So she came over to look at this stuff and she tried out, and this is my bed. And so, but it's really, really soft. It's really, really soft. But and it's got drawers under here that I didn't even use. But yeah, so pretty much all that's in here now is the bed and stuff that's going, like my elephant, my phone. And so, but I really didn't have that much stuff to begin with. I had the little shelves because like my son left a shelf. I had the rolling leather chair because it was my son's and he left it here. And so, yeah, my coffee tables are gone. So, yeah, it's getting down to but let me share the YouTube channel that helped me get rid of the rats. But one thing they did do is they told me, the exterminators told me that they thought the rats were getting in on my roof. And then when I cleared out my den first. And it really got me downsizing. I really feel like the rats really got me going because, I'm like, let me get out, because I didn't even know they were there. Oh my goodness, because I had so much stuff. And I had some books like in the closet and I had these boxes piled up. And I was like, I didn't know if he was right when he said they were coming in on the roof, right? And I was like, you like that branch from that tree? And I had paid, and this was where some of my credit card debt came from too. I had used my credit cards and had so many trees removed. I had, I think, 3 trees removed from that yard. And see, they would have been able to get on my roof from the other tree, but it was a big, huge, it was a beautiful tree. It was to get rid of, but it was a hickory tree. And it would drop stuff all year long on big, piles of leaves like this high. It was a huge tree. It was like, it must have been like 5 stories high. And it would drop leaves, it would drop branches, and it would drop hickory nuts. And you would hear plunk, plunk, and they were on the roof all summer long. And it just would drop stuff all the time. And then I got rid of 2 pine trees. I think it was 3 trees I got rid of. So there was this one tree left that was a smaller tree. It was a nice tree. But I was like, okay, I live alone and I don't have anybody to help me. Can you help me saw off that branch? And he did. And I found out when I cleaned out the closet in my den that there were rat droppings on the top of the box. And so he was right. They had been coming in on the roof. And it was, yeah. I've been through a lot of crap, you guys. I've been through a lot of stuff. But and quite honestly, when I was separated in 2014, and and then moved out of my ex's house, and then got divorced. I was just very naive. I was just very naive. That's why the date rape happened to me. And I'm pretty shrewd now. I'm like, oh my goodness, going through all that. But it was just kind of like, I got married when I was 19. I started dating my husband when I was 17. So I hadn't really been with anybody else. And then I just started having babies, and I stayed home with them, and I wanted to stay home with them. I did. And then when I tried to get a job at the end, I couldn't get a job. And that's why I started doing Airbnb in my home. And that's why I did the book, and I did this one self-published on Amazon, and then I hired a vanity publisher, and then got ripped off by the Page Publishing with this one. And so, yeah. And that's why I was driving for Lyft. I was driving for Uber. I was donating blood plasma. And I was just like, my kids were treating me poorly. I wasn't hardly seeing them. I was so depressed in 2019. That's why 2020 was a better year for me. And I got out of Georgia. And it was just miraculous. And I was like away from God. I was a prodigal. And but I came back to God in 2021, and I was just like, it was just miraculous that God got me out of Georgia in the middle of the pandemic, and that I got the rats out of my house, and then put it for sale, and then an investor in Israel who didn't even see my house in person bought my house. It was just pretty miraculous. Pretty miraculous. And let me share the mousetrap. I want to share the mousetrap. His name is Sean Woods, and it's Mousetrap Mondays, and he does all these videos about different mousetraps and different ways to get them out of your house. And his name is Sean Woods. Mousetrap Monday used to be called. So, and he has, let's see how many, he has 1 million. Oh my goodness. He didn't have 1 million back then. He has 1.92 million subscribers now. Oh my goodness. I don't think he had 1 million back then. That was 2019 is when I discovered them. So they had babies. That was another reason why I was mad at the exterminators, because I told them, I'm like, I can hear them. I could hear my exterminators were afraid of the rat. I'm like, oh my gosh, if they had just, no, we can't pull out the dishwasher. We can't do that. We're not allowed to do that. We can't pull it. And I'm just like, if you would have just pulled out the dishwasher. And then I was so mad. I was like, that I had to empty the traps. And then the trap, like I said, would sometimes get its tail or get its foot, and then I had to get the old fashioned kind of nasty. I remember oh goodness, it was messy. But the old fashioned traps work better because they snap with the wood, and I got them at Walmart, and the plastic kind, they call them, what do they call them? The T-Rex ones. They call them T-Rex ones because they're like a T-Rex jaw. Those aren't as good. as the old fashioned kind. So, and the way I attracted them was with um, sunflower seeds, which I used to always put in my bird feeder for the squirrels. And the exterminators did tell me that, like, they love those, you're attracting them here. So I took those up, but I had, sunflower seeds left, and I put them in these little yogurt cups, and I got the kind of rat poisoning he said to get, but I don't know if that worked at all. But my little yogurt cups with the rat poisoning and the sunflower seeds in them attracted the last rat, the one that had gotten its tail caught and then got away. It attracted it to the violent trap that killed it bloodily. And I don't even think it was attracted to whatever was on the trap, but those sunflower seeds in the little yogurt cup were right by the trap. And oh my goodness. And I would take Gladys's dog. I was still watching Gladys's dog because I ended up watching Gladys's dog Blue. He's a pit bull for like 6 months, 5 months, because Gladys left in January and went up to St. Louis first. And then we were going to get Blue to her in March, and then the pandemic hit. And here's a funny story. Let me tell you this funny story, because Gladys is like my oldest child's age, and her parents weren't married when they had her or whatever. And her dad, he still lives in Georgia, I think. But anyways, she bought a house and she rents it to him. But anyways, and so it was I was watching the dog, and I gave her a good price on watching the dog because her dad had a pit bull that her pit bull didn't get along. They were both males, and Gladys got bit up because of those pit bulls watching the pit bulls, and they got together, and she got, had to break them up, and she got bit up, and I had to take her to the hospital. So I was like, let's not go over there, because her dad had a stepson, and I'm like, I don't think it's safe for the little boy. I don't, I'm like, I'll watch him. He's a pain. But so I took care of him just for $50 a month. So, but she was going to have her dad take him up there, and then the pandemic hit, and she's like, and she's trying to talk me into bringing Blue to her, but I was busy and I wanted to put my house for sale immediately. I was trying to downsize, and I had all this crap, the 1,500 books still, and all of this, and I'm selling stuff, and and everybody's afraid of this pit bull. So I'm like, I can't put my house on them. She's like, yeah, you can. I'm like, no, I can't until he goes up there, and maybe your dad can take him, can bring him up there. And she's like, she's trying to talk me. She's like, well, the pandemic, and my dad, he's old. And I'm like, yeah, he is, isn't he? And then I'm like, wait a second. Gladys is my oldest daughter's age. They had her really young, like I had Sarah young. Kind of find out he's younger than me. I'm like, yeah, he's old, and I'm just like, I just don't look as old as he does. But that was funny that happened. But anyways, finally in May, I take the dog to Gladys's dad, and he meets her halfway and takes the dog to her. And so then in early June, I put my house on the market. And that was the time too that I found out, because I was speaking out about Page Publishing on social media, that they got mad. Page Publishing. And then I found out they were trying to sue me. And I'm just like, for $1 million. For $1 million. This is a good book, y'all. I'm going to get it republished. And I still might sue them. Watch out. because I want to stop them from ripping people off, especially aspiring authors like me. And it was really, really distressing, them doing that. So I'm still getting views on that video. I can share it again. Let me see. Wait, let me just do popular. It's gonna be popular. It's a popular one of my videos. Let me see. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's my 5th most popular. It's not to 1,000 views yet, though. I'll drop it in the chat. There we go. Yes, my home is almost empty. Yay. And so I'm basically holding these chairs that I'm sitting on and my sofa and my carpet. So that's pretty good. I've got 1 hour and 30 minutes. Let me say, mi casa es su casa is what I was going to say. It's cozy and comfy. There's good things to eat. Meeting new people is always a treat. So pull up a chair and have a seat. Cuddle up with my pooch. Watch a movie, read a book, solve a puzzle, play a game. We'll talk way past midnight, learning to cope. Leaning on God and not being a dope. Yes, he's here, so have no fear. Get a new mindset. Watch the birds and the squirrels. See the sunset. Call it home. That's about my Airbnb. I had lots of good reviews still on Airbnb. I found them. Here's one. Here's one that I haven't read on here before. It's short, but it's called To Catch a Thief. And this was something my mom said in one of her journals that I read, that perfectionism is a thief. To catch a thief. Perfectionism is a thief. Depression is a thief. Fear is a thief. It's true. And a liar and pathetic. You'll always regret it. Yes, I do regret fear. The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but Jesus said he came that we might have abundant life. And here's another one about my Airbnb. It's called Making Room. Out with the old and in with the new. Goodbye, users and losers and abusers. Hello to the heroes, the airmen, mechanics, nurses, and workers. Thank you for your service. Hello to the medical students from far off lands. That was my green card guy. The Georgia Tech boys and new lifelong friends. Welcome to Reds. So, yeah, that was one. That's a poem about my Airbnb. And yeah, I'm working on some new poems. So, yeah, pray for me about that too. I'm working on some new poems. It's almost, let's see, what day is Friday? It's almost Valentine's. I could save the love one for Friday. Friday is Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'll save that one for Friday. I'm going to say the love one on Friday. But and I don't know what I'll have to eat. Maybe I'll order some DoorDash on Friday because this week I'm going to be cleaning like my oven, and my microwave, and my grill, and put my grill on. Put my grill on Marketplace. My grill broke in Georgia, and then so I had to pretty much give it away. And then I had this really nice sofa, but again, my ex had picked it out. But I liked my sofa. I had this really nice sofa that the rats had gotten into, and it was a beautiful sofa. But I sold it only for $20. It was wood, and it was really pretty. There's a picture. Go to my Pinterest. You can see pictures of all the stuff I sold in Georgia. Yeah, I only sold it for $20. So and I didn't say why, but I only sold it for $20 because the rats had gotten inside it. I remember like I was beating on it I knew it was blue. Blue always could smell where they were. And I was like, oh crap, it's in my sofa, because he would come and he would sniff. He was like, go crazy. And he tried, poor Blue. He tried so hard to catch the rats, but you can't, like the dogs can't get them. I had my little, Boo. I called her Boo. Boo and Blue. It was confusing to the dogs, but anyways, Boo and Blue. And my little Boo, she thought she was a big doggy. So I couldn't like pet them. I didn't want to get her jealous because she would go at Blue. And I'm like, you are going to get yourself killed, Boo. Don't go. Don't get mad at the pet. So I wouldn't pet them. I wouldn't pet either one of them, only when they were alone. So I would be careful, because otherwise they got along fine. But one time I had her sitting on my lap, and I didn't do this anymore after this happened. I had her sitting on my lap. I love my little Boo. She was so much better than Blue, but I rehomed her because she didn't like to travel. She was very nervous dog about that, but not when she got jealous. And so I was holding her in my lap, and Blue came up to me, and she like growled at him, and he came at her and it scared me half to death. And I was just like, I'm not dealing with you two doggies. So I had to be very careful with the little dog and the big dog. That was another thing I was doing, like, to make money. And Gladys had been one of my Airbnb guests. That's how I met Gladys. So, but let me see. Let me read you another poem. And then I'll pray for you all and let you go. Oh, here's one about how I was trying to make money. Red runs till she's blue. Can it be true? What to do? I want to run, be free of you. Drive for Uber, drive for Lyft, donate blood plasma. I need no one, but I want to be independent. But I want to travel, buy stuff for my Airbnb home, tax write-off. So I got my bathroom fixed because it was like leaking under the shower. And I was able to write that off on my taxes when I finally did my taxes. Tax write-off, look pretty, walk tall, don't fall, or go bankrupt. Pass, go slow, pay it off, save it up, work it, girl, will prosper and be free at last. Here's one I wrote about Muhammad. We looked at the moon, at the full moon. Tonight I saw the full moon and cursed you. Every time I see it, I'll think of you. And in the daylight, the donuts and the cheese balls, it was daylight donuts. He would walk up there and buy us donuts. And then I wouldn't eat them because I was doing my diet, and he would just tempt me with the donuts, among other things. CVS, where we got the content. He was so OCD like me. OCD, oh my God. He was very neat and meticulous. There's a grasshopper. He got a grasshopper out of my house, and he got a wasp out of my house. There's a grasshopper and a wasp, coffee or tea. And he made me coffee. He would grind it in this hand grinder and do it in his like coffee. It was a hand coffee. It wasn't a French press. I don't know. But anyways, he would make me coffee. You axe me. He wore this axe called the Phoenix. It smelled so good. I knew you were too good to be true, and now I'm blue, but I still miss you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the stories I can tell. How about, let's see. How about I pray for y'all and let you go? Or another poem. Are you still here, Brenda? What do you think? Are you still here, Elsa? Elsa went to bed probably. Sweet potato dreams, Elsa. Thank you all for being here. It says 5 watching. Thank you for watching the replay. I really appreciate it. Someday Red will be monetized. It will be so awesome. Someday. I think soon. Every year I've been saying, like, since 20, I got to 1,000, and I've been so close to being monetized because, like, the watch time you have to get within a year. So, like, if you don't keep consistent with your making videos and with your watch time, it will start going down. So, yeah. Let me see. Let me find another poem to say before I pray. All the stars need to see darkness before the light. And always remember, don't change so people will like you. Be yourself, and the right people will find and love the real you. That's a saying I found somewhere, I think. It's just something I put in here. Oh, so when I was, they call it deconstruction. The ex-evangelicals call it deconstruction when you abandon your faith. And I feel like I really needed to go through that time. And it really helped me to be downsizing at that time too. I just feel like it was something I really needed to go through. And I needed to rethink my faith. And it made my faith ultimately strong, even though I lost my faith. When it came back, I feel like it was stronger. But this is one I wrote called Reconstruct. Reconstruct, I'm in my cocoon. This was like 2019, 2020 when I was downsizing. Holding on to myself, like Lisa A. Romano says. I'm sorry we got disconnected. The old Susan can't come to the phone right now. The old codependent Susan. I'm transforming in the dark, by myself, alone, but not. Reds is closed, my Airbnb. I need to chill for a minute or a year or two, but don't forget, I love you. That was like for my children. And then I did cosplay as Black Widow. And then you guys, oh goodness. I remember watching the End Games with my young Airbnb guest Amber, and I fell asleep. And then, how do I fall asleep during an action movie like that? I was working hard. I really was. I fell asleep. I think I was getting up early I would take Amber to work. And I woke up and she's like, they're all dead. They're all dead. And then, and I really just related to Natasha's character, and then just like all the emotions of it. And then like in the next one, she dies to save them all. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I can't take this. And I wrote a poem about it. And it was just like, it just was all like, it all just made me so emotional. Like she was sterilized because she couldn't have kids. And if you want to see the picture, oh wait, I can show it to you. Let me see. I'll show you. Because it's on my Facebook of me cosplaying as a Black Widow. Let me do this. Oh, there it is. So, whoops. That's me cosplay as Black Widow. And I'll read you the poem. Well, let me leave that up there while I read you the poem. Because just that movie just really made me emotional, because of how my kids were treating me, and like not knowing, like having an existential crisis. I was having an existential crisis. Natasha, in the red room, they sterilize you. Like she couldn't have any kids. In the red room, you lost your virginity. That's a line about Muhammad, but I don't even know if that was true. Or did you lie to me? I used to have nothing. Then I got this job, this family, even Airbnb, and I was better because of it. Now I have to give up that which I love most just to find myself. What am I? Who am I? And even when they're all gone, this is a quote from the movie, I'm still here trying to be better or worse, whatever it takes. And then she dies, and just like that line from does not end, the one after Endgame. And I said, I'm still here trying to be better. And I said, or worse, because, I went on the tramp page and I was worse. I was definitely worse. But anyways, I discovered that wasn't me either. But anyways, I'm going to pray for y'all and let you go. And I almost went 2 hours. I've been almost going 3 hours lately. Yeah, I think Friday I'll talk about stuff. We'll talk about more stuff on Friday. Yeah. But yeah. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for these friends and followers. I pray that you would be with them. Thank you for this time. Thank you for my YouTube channel. Please be with Elsa and heal her. Continue to be with her and touch her body and heal her, Lord, and keep her safe. Please be with Brenda and her husband as they travel and keep them safe. Thank you that they're able to go around these places and be with Brenda and keep her safe. Bless her children and her grandchildren, and thank you for her. Lord, I pray for my children. I pray that you would be with them and keep them safe and watch over them, Lord. I thank you for Freya and Lily and Noah, my grandchildren, that you would bless them and be with them. I pray that my children would know that you love them, that you're real. I pray that they would know that I love them, Lord. And I pray that you would bring us back together when your timing is right, Lord. And when we can have better boundaries and a better, more loving relationships, Lord. Please be with them and watch over them. Lord, I pray for this country, Lord. I pray that we would speak out, Lord. I pray that we would write and call our Congress people, that we would speak out against Elon touching or doing anything, because nobody voted for Elon. He didn't run for anything. We didn't choose him, Lord. I pray that the courts would continue to bring up these cases against Trump when he's doing things that are unconstitutional, Lord. I pray for all the people who are scared right now, Lord. Please help this country, Lord, for the immigrants and the LGBTQ community, Lord, that we would be brave and speak out, Lord, that we would be a safe place for these people who this administration is just not for, Lord. Please help us, Lord. Please help us. Help us to do what we can. Help us to resist. Guide us in what we can and should do and what we shouldn't do. And just please, Lord, I pray that you would help this country, Lord. I pray that they would seek to impeach Trump, Lord. And I pray that they would get Elon out of there, Lord. I'm so sad for this country, Lord. I pray for the people in Gaza, there's still hostages that need to be released, Lord, that they would be released, Lord, that there would just be some sort of resolution to all this mess. And I pray for the people of Ukraine. Please, Lord. Help us all and help us to do what we can and help us not to be afraid and to love and care for one another. I pray for people who voted for Trump that they would wake up and see the error of their ways that they would not want to vote him in again. I just pray that you would hinder all of these horrible things that Trump is trying to do and doing. Lord, please help our country. Pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Is there anything else? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be back Friday. We'll see what else I've gotten rid of by then. I think this next weekend is when Kara's getting the chairs and the sofa and the carpet, and I'll see, maybe she'll get my bed, and coming down to it. I need to get cleaning, and I'm going to let you go. Don't say that no one cares for you, because I do, and God does too. Don't forget to pray for Red, because Red is praying for you. Bye.